Hi, welcome to this Code Alone tutorial session of Supply Chain Analytics with Python. Today, we're going to talk about handling messy data at a company called La Widgeterie, a French company that produces widgets. Let's start discussing the situation. So, in this module, we're going to try to deal with the following objectives. We are going to talk about handling multiple data sources using Python pandas. How do we clean those multiple data sources? And how do we answer complex questions using a specific functionality of pandas called pivots? Maybe you have already used them in Excel. There is an equivalent version in Python pandas. So let's first discuss about the context of the case. So we are going to be working with a company, a French company called La Widgeterie, which is the first manufacturer of widgets in France. And here is the protagonist of the story. Here we have Lucien, which is a new employee of La Widgeterie, and he's very eager to start working in the company. So on the first day, Lucien is welcomed by his manager, and the manager asks, "Hey Lucien, I need you to do some data analysis." He's interested in answering this question: what is the region with most sales between 2020 and 2024? So the manager says, "Okay, Lucien, in order for you to answer this question, I'm gonna share with you a database." And we already know more or less how this database is gonna look like. So this is what the manager sends. It's a zip file. So when Lucien goes ahead and unzip this file, he's gonna encounter these 6 Excel files. Okay, so we have 5 files that are related to transactions and 1 that is related to locations of the stores on which these transactions were made. So let's zoom in and let's look at one of these transaction logs, the 2021. And when we look inside, we find that, okay, indeed we have a collection of data related to transactions. So let's look at what we have here. First, we have the date on which the transaction occurred. Then we have the order number. And if you look closely, it turns out that, okay, we have these duplicated values. It's because this is one order that has multiple items inside. Okay, so this is what it's normally called as a long data set on which, hey, we have a repeated order, but it's because we are detailing all of the items that are inside the order. Okay, so all of this chunk that is highlighted in red, it's just one single order. Now, then we have the storekeeping units name. So these are the items that were sold on this specific order, and all of these 3 items are related to the same order. Then we have the quantity that was sold in that order and the sales related to each one of the items. Then we have the location, and here the location is just the wholesaler that actually purchased this amount or this order and these products. Okay. When we look at the bottom part of the file, we notice that, oh, we have multiple tabs. It turns out that each one of these tabs is related to one month of the year. So we have in total 12 different tabs. And the combination of all of them, it's 1 year of transactions. More or less, each tab is going to contain around 5,000 rows. So that means that each one of these files has around 60,000 rows. Right. When we start looking closely and Lucien starts scrolling down, it's like, oh, there are some interesting values specifically in the sales column. So for example, we have this one saying missing. It has no data, and this is related to a missing value, but this was manually typed. But also we have empty cells. That means there is no data here. So we already know that we are going to have to deal with missing data. And it seems like some of the storekeeping units names are weird. They have sometimes this add symbol in front, some of them don't. So there might be some typos, and we're also going to have to deal with this. Right. Now, let's zoom in the store file and let's see what we have here. Okay, so we have information of the different wholesalers. So we have, again, the column location, which is just the name of the wholesaler. Again, as a reminder, these are names of wholesalers. Then we have the city on which they are located. These are cities in France. We have the specific coordinates on which these cities are located and the region on which these cities are located, which is an important question, an important source of information, because remember, we're trying to answer what is the region with the biggest amount of sales. So this is our question. Now let's go and look at the data, and what do we need to do in order to be able to answer this question? Well, I mean, the question, it's looking for information for all of these different years. So that means we're going to have to combine all of those years, but also the actual region of the different wholesalers is located in another file, it's in the store file. So we're going to have to combine all of these together. Not only that, I mean, we have some messy data here, so we're going to have to clean this data and combine it. So what we need to do is, well, combine and clean all of these transactions monthly sheets inside each one of the yearly files, and then we're going to join all of these with the location of the wholesalers, which is in the store file. This is summarized in this entity relationship diagram. It sounds complicated, but this is exactly what we need to do. We need to make a final combination of the 5 different yearly transaction files and the store location file. If you're starting to, okay, how, if we're only using Excel, how do we deal with this problem? And you start hyperventilating. Don't worry, I know it sounds difficult, but I'm going to show you how we can use pandas and leverage on the power of Python and pandas to actually tackle this problem. So I hope you are excited to look at this code along tutorial, and let's jump right into it.